Welcome to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. This weekend, as always, we're honored to bring you inspiring stories of organizations and individuals out powering the good. We're honored to kick it off with the co-founder and CEO of Batch Nashville, Sam Davidson. How are you doing, Sam?
Hey, not too bad. Appreciate you guys having me on. Love what you all are up to here in Nashville.
Hey, well, it's one of those where, when you look at everything going on, the ability to promote good, but to also share the stories, and this is what you're doing with entrepreneurs and artisans and everything, sharing the Nashville story definitely all around the world with the work you're doing. So let's start with a little bit of history. You being the co-founder, give us some history for Batch Nashville.
Yeah, it was about this time of year, 7 years ago, back in 2013, that me and two friends, Stephen Mosley and Rob Williams, got together and just started thinking about all of the awesome stuff that was being made in Nashville, but how it was kind of difficult to find it all in one place. You had to go to a bunch of different markets or festivals or boutiques. And while that was great when you wanted to especially mail something that was really authentically a taste or a glimpse into how awesome Nashville and its maker community was, it was really hard to do. So we wondered, hey, could we set something up? Could we start a brand, start a company that consolidated that? The three of us had worked together in other capacities, even started businesses. So we said, well, let's give it a shot. And the initial kernel of an idea that launched in August of 2013 was a monthly subscription box that offered 4 Nashville-made items shipped directly to your doorstep. And that's how we started, but soon grew beyond that to where we are today with an e-commerce website, a corporate gift program, and a brick and mortar retail store.
Yeah, I was about to say, you have a lot going on. And what's really cool is it encompasses so many different worlds. I mean, you've got everything from purses and jewelry to obviously things, food and pancake mix and honey. So, I mean, it covers a very, very wide spectrum. When you look at kind of a central theme or an ethos for what you can find on the store, what does that look like in terms of how you go about curating these items?
I would say the central theme is high quality, artisan inspired items. Yes, we do from a category standpoint cover everything from leather goods to stationery to snacks to mixes to candles, bath and body textiles, absolutely everything, which I think is really a testament to how creative the Nashville, the Middle Tennessee community is when it comes to entrepreneurship, that it's not just healthcare and a bunch of songwriters, but it's people in their workshops, kitchens, basements, garages, really grinding it out, making awesome stuff. And so ever since day one, that's what we've been seeking out, is really well-made, high-quality items, whether you're going to use it in the kitchen or in your house.
What on your end, when you look at the process of kind of getting this started, has it been easy to go out and find? Have they come to you? Is it a kind of a combination of all the above? Talk about the process of just bringing all these different sides together and being able to curate this.
Yeah, nowadays it's both. When we started out, absolutely. We were going to every festival we could and seeing who had a booth there for the weekend and just saying, hey, here's what we're trying out. Do you think you want to be a part of it? And thankfully, the response was an overwhelming, yeah, let's give it a shot. Now that we've got an established brand here in Nashville, people are coming to us, which is awesome. And so they'll write and say, hey, I saw your guys' store in the farmer's market. How do I get my product in there? Or I heard about you online. How can we work together? But I think by and large now, the biggest referral network is the community of vendors that we've built. And so they may know somebody who we've been carrying for several years. And that community, that maker community, I think is very well networked and supportive of one another here in Nashville. And so they'll refer each other to us, which is always fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Tease us a little bit with, I mean, as you mentioned, everything from leather goods and candles, but give us some of your top sellers or just some of your favorite items.
Absolutely. Well, now that we're here about to embark on full-fledged summer, I got to highlight, I think, a lot of our grilling and a lot of our cooking items. And so we have a lot of fun things. I think we carry a brand called Southern City Flavors, which is run by Mike Weeks. And he's got some whiskey and moonshine inspired barbecue sauce that's great on the grill. One of our earliest products that we still carry and love is a brand called Sober Dough, run by Veronica Hallbaker. And what she's got is it's real simple. You just take her bread mix, you add a beer, whatever kind of beer you want, or if you're not a drinker, you can even use cream soda or any other carbonated beverage. You stir it up, put it in the oven. 45 minutes later, you got a loaf of bread. She's got about 6 or so flavors that we carry as well. Those are always two of the great ones that we've got. We also have a whole line of spices from J.M. Thomason, everything from hot chicken to bourbon barbecue sauce or a seasoning that you can sprinkle on any kind of meat that you'd like, especially when you're outdoors and grilling. So all of that makes for a great summer for sure.
What's something that you've learned as an entrepreneur in terms of building this marketplace, this forum? Give me one or two just lessons that you've learned along this way.
So I think one thing is if you are not, I hate to use the word capitalizing because it sounds so, unemotional or cold, but if you're not capitalizing, if you're not using somehow the power and the allure that Nashville as a city has, I think you're really missing out. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to have just a snack that somebody can eat where it has Nashville on the packaging. You could be a CPA firm, a consultant, it doesn't matter. But if you're not somehow understanding how awesome Nashville is, both from its perception, people outside of the city who want to come in, want to visit, want to move here, but also just by the people who make this city great. And so even just networking and connecting with each other, I think Nashville is an extremely friendly community where businesses take root and can grow all the time. So how are you as a business owner, as a leader, really embracing all of this that this city has to offer? That's what we've done. And I think number two, which kind of piggybacks on that, is how are you helping other people? I think if you as a business owner aren't somehow using your brand, your company to help the community, to give back in some way, again, I think you're missing out on a key opportunity to really grow your network, which I think will in turn grow your business. One thing that we do is that we offer any 501c3 that's in the Middle Tennessee community. If they need a product or something to auction off at an event or for a good cause, we happily donate. We don't say no to that. We also have a full line of gift sets that people can buy to support various nonprofit organizations in town. And that's something that we're happy to do. It's part of our DNA and we wouldn't change it.
Yeah, and you have a partnership with Make-A-Wish, so expand on that.
We do. For over a year now, every gift set that we sell online benefits them in some way. And it was something that we've known their folks over there and obviously the good work they've done for a while. But Beth Torres, their CEO, and I struck up a conversation about 2 years ago, just say, hey, how do we work together? You guys make people happy. You make these kids' wishes come through in some way. We have found that over 80% of our purchases are gifts for someone else. So they're used as a vehicle of connection, of emotion, of happiness. So we're both sort of delivering those happy thoughts and sentiments in some way. It makes sense to team up. And so ever since then, every batch that we sell benefits Make-A-Wish Foundation in Middle Tennessee.
You mentioned the farmers market. Go ahead and talk more about that.
I think the farmers market is still one of the best kept secrets in Nashville for a couple of reasons. Number one, free parking, so close to downtown. Who else is offering that nowadays? Number two, in the market house where our retail store is, there are 15 restaurants, all representing different styles or ethnicities of food. So there's no more diverse an eating place that you can find, I think, in the city. And then number three, it's open for 3 square meals a day. And so you can get breakfast there at one of the various coffee shops and breakfast restaurants. Definitely can grab lunch there. But now folks are serving an evening menu as well, complete with beer and wine. And you can walk around the entire spot. Pets are welcome. Obviously, families are welcome. And so it can be a great gathering place from work or to bring the family in the evenings or on the weekends as well.
Talk about what process means to you, because on your end, I think especially for entrepreneurs and others who might struggle with kind of building a system, everything on your end is very process driven. Everything from the mechanics of setting up a new partnership arrangement on that side with the artisans and the creators. And then obviously the process, everything from marketing and the payment and the consumer side, and then obviously the process of navigating all those moving pieces. So share a little bit of just what process looks like on your end.
One of the best pieces of business advice I've ever gotten actually came from my dad. And he told me when I started my first company back in 2006, the advice he gave me was don't outgrow your infrastructure. And typically, I think we think about infrastructure in terms of facilities and buildings and do I have enough square footage in my manufacturing plant or cubicles in my office? But I think infrastructure is also processes. And as Batch began to grow quite quickly, we realized that what was going to limit our growth, it wasn't the chance to reach more people. It wasn't even the supply side. Can our vendors make enough? Again, we're dealing with small businesses and entrepreneurs. We're dealing with hustlers here. So yeah, they'll make what they can sell. It was, can we replicate, repeat, and then scale our processes? And so we've been really hard at work. We're not fully there yet, but we've covered a lot of ground, I would say, in the last 18 months about documenting those processes, about seeing how we can get the most efficiency out of them. Our dream is one day that we're doing Batch well beyond Nashville, that you can go to a Batch store or shop online, and we represent all kinds of towns, big and small, across America. But we're not going to get there if we can't first perfect those processes here. So we've started a very rigorous documentation process so that anybody can step in if one of our folks has to be out for some reason, and we don't miss a beat. We don't want to disappoint a customer or a vendor. And so that's why processes matter so much, is because they create more successful businesses because they are able to serve more people.
Yeah, that's great advice. What's been a surprise, like a pleasant surprise on your end in terms of either the growth, a customer from somewhere around the world? What's been kind of just a fun surprise on your end so far?
All of our growth has been customer driven, I would say. When we founded this company, we thought our wildest dream then was to get 200 monthly subscribers. That was the big dream. We actually hit that our first month. And so by month 3, we had 1,000. And so once we blew through that, it was sort of like, well, what's next, or where can we go? But we are very intent on listening to our customers. So our customers were the ones who said, hey, if I can buy more online than a subscription, tell me when. I'm ready to restock or buy more stuff. Hey, do you have a corporate gift program? My company would love to send a sense of Nashville to our clients. Hey, do you have an in-person store I can shop in? If so, I'd go there today. And so listening to them has allowed for our growth. So I'd say number 1 was that. I'd say number 2 was to see how much of a gift company we became. We thought early on that when we launched the subscription business, that this would be used by locals who just wanted to keep their finger on the pulse of what's made here. But from day 1, even until now, people are using us, like I said, for a vehicle of their deepest heartfelt sentiments. Congratulations. Sorry for your loss. Happy birthday. Happy anniversary. Congrats on the new home. And so to be that vehicle is a very sacred honor that we have in a lot of these people's lives, to build and grow their relationships.
When you look at, like you said, where you're headed, give us, actually, before we even do that, I want to backtrack. How is COVID-19 and the coronavirus? Because I've got to believe that this has been a pretty big impact. You know, obviously, when you talk about listening to your customer, the ability to sell online is a huge advantage, and already having a relationship with them, once again, where they trust you, huge advantage. How has that impacted you?
Yeah, 100%. During a Q4, so January through September, even a little bit into October, the retail store, our brick and mortar retail store, is 75 to 80% of our monthly cash flow. So it's vital to keeping us afloat. And then at the holiday season, we really skyrocketed on the corporate gift program and the online sales. We had to close our retail store on March 16th, and it was closed for 7 going on 8 weeks. And so obviously that was a huge hit to what our planning was, cash flow, you name it. Because we already had an e-commerce presence, our retail staff was able to hustle to pivot with us. And so they started working behind the scenes. Within about 2 weeks, we had added an additional 1,000 items to be able to sell online. And so because of that, the customers who would have come in store were able to shop online, get stuff for themselves to cook at home, or still to send those heartfelt sentiments. But also number 2, while we rely on a lot of conference business, which absolutely disappeared once the mayor's safer at home order happened, and of course all of the other COVID-19 precautions nationwide, we were wondering what would happen to our corporate gift program during this time of year when we rely on those conferences. Truth be told, it skyrocketed. And we had our biggest April on the corporate side that we've ever had. And that was because we already had these relationships. We called every one of our corporate clients and said, hey, we're here if you need anything. You got people working from home and you just send a little happy thing to keep them motivated. We got you. Hey, you can't have that conference, but you want to stay in touch with the sponsors for next time, or you were going to do some prospecting, use us to send a gift before that sales call. And so folks responded to that, and we were able to keep growing in those 2 areas. So retail bottomed out, obviously, but online and corporate sales were going strong because we simply kept investing in the relationships we had already created.
Yeah, that's once again great advice. Now going back to the question I was going to ask is, give me one goal when you look at, obviously, hopefully once things normalize, when you look at the next year, 2 years out, give me one major goal.
One major goal is we would love to have Batch in a position to be replicated in other cities. That will most likely be through a franchise model, so a ton of paperwork, but even more of those processes to be set up. But one of the cool stories I think is going to emerge from this time of COVID, and then what's looking like a fairly strong recession afterwards, is I think we've got a company that, because we rely on the identity of a given city and leverage the people who live and love in that city, that we can grow this concept despite that financial reality. So that's what we're going to be working hard on, and hopefully in 2021 you'll start to see a batch or two happen in some other cities.
Nice. We'll wrap up and talk about website. Where do we go to see the site, to purchase the goods and all the artisan products and everything that is Nashville flavored? Where do we go?
Yeah, the best spot is batchusa.com. And there you can search by gift type, whether it's by occasion, your budget. You can see all of the makers that we represent, see everything we sell from them. But hop on there. You can also contact us if you do need anything in high volume. We can get it for you, complete customizations options as well. But batchusa.com. Check us out there.
Sam Davidson, co-founder and CEO of Batch Nashville. Thank you, sir, for all you do. Greatly appreciate you coming on the show.
You bet. Thank you.